Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Shona, I'm 33 years old, live up in the northeast of Scotland, and I am married with a 1-year-old daughter. She's 20 months now, and I wanted to speak about how I potty trained her at 18 months. She's 20 months now and she's doing so well. I would say within about couple of weeks, everything just kind of clicked into place. And it just is so much easier, so better, and we haven't had an accident in a good couple of weeks, I would say. She's just been really good. So I wanted to speak about why I did it, and how I did it, and you know, how things have been going forward. Obviously I just didn't want to film this too early, but it's certainly been interesting. I think really going back, it was probably my mum's fault. She had said get a potty for her to just get used to, and I hadn't really thought much about it. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll get one. Went into our local shop, and they were selling them for like I think it was a couple of pounds, a very basic one, and I was like, eh, that'll be fine, we'll just get that. So it kind of sat in the living room along with her toys, just kind of being there, so she was aware of it. I just kind of left it there for a while. I think she must have been about 1 maybe when we got that. I think it was like the start of last year sometime, I can't remember exactly, but just kind of got it to, I guess just my mum had mentioned it and I thought, oh yeah, that's fine, whatever, we've no intentions of potty training anytime soon, so that's fine. And then just happened, I can't remember, I think we were having a conversation about it, but my mum had said, you know, you were all potty trained by the time you were 18 months, and I was like, that's interesting. The average age of kids now to be potty trained is 36 months, so I was quite intrigued by this. I was like, so how were we all potty trained so early? And yeah, how were we all potty trained so early and people are waiting quite some time? Obviously it was slightly different back then because we were all in cloth nappies, so that kind of had the feeling of pants because you were literally wet, as opposed to nappies absorb all the urine and there's no feeling of being wet. Maybe just cold and uncomfortable, but not actually the proper sensation of having like wet cloth. So the more I thought about this, the more I was like, quite like the idea of potty training her early. And Olivia had never been one for liking to get her nappy changed. She hated lying on her back, and she just didn't enjoy the experience. And I just thought, maybe it's time to have a think about things, see how we go. So I kind of introduced the potty a bit more, and I think in the summertime I read a book called Brandy Buck's How to Potty Train in 3 Days, and I thought, could try that. Now obviously Olivia wasn't showing any signs of being ready for the toilet. Sorry, my lighting's just gone really bad. Hold on, let me just shut the blinds completely. That's better. Sorry about that. I live in Scotland, but the sun can be quite harsh and it's low, so yeah. So I read that book in the summertime. Is that too dark? That's better. Yeah, I read that book in the summertime and I found it quite interesting. I thought I liked the techniques that she used. I thought they were quite good, they were quite basic, there wasn't anything too complicated about it. I didn't expect Olivia to be potty trained in 3 days, but I liked her sort of method. So the things that she spoke about in her method was to use treats, to use stickers, and to constantly like say, tell me if you need a pee or, you know, to go to the toilet, rather than asking if they need to go to pee, which kind of made sense. Now I know a lot of people probably don't agree with the whole treats kind of aspect of it, but I think I didn't really mind doing it, and that's not something like, I'm not a big one for giving Olivia sweeties or, you know, sweet treats, but I just felt like if it works, what's the big deal? She's had a few weeks of having a wee treat, and I wouldn't expect her to continue on. And in the book it says don't continue on with the treats after a month. I think we stopped after about a couple of weeks. I kind of started to phase it out and it was absolutely fine. She doesn't bother anymore. Same, the stickers as well. I didn't mind the stickers, quite liked the idea of the stickers because it gave them something to kind of work towards, and you know, like when you're doing something new, it's nice to get like a nice treat and sort of like praise that you're doing something right. So it didn't bother me with the stickers either. She quite enjoyed them. She kind of really made her get into stickers, and her toilet seat is now covered in them, but I will take them off eventually. So yeah, that was June. I read that, and I really kind of started to get Olivia into potty, using the potty and sitting her on it, nappy changes. And then one of the things in the book was, you know, to associate toilet habits actually in the bathroom. So previously all our nappy changing kit was here in the living room, and I just made the decision. I said, right, we're going to move everything into the bathroom, and all the nappy changes were done in the bathroom. 99% of them. There was a couple still did here, especially if it was just a quick easy change, but I did try and kind of keep her in the bathroom, and then that way she would know that toilet time was kind of associated with that. I'm really sorry if the light's going in and out. I can just see the sun coming, but hopefully you can hear me. So that's kind of got her into the habit of sitting on the toilet. You know, even, did we give her the phone or the iPad to start with? Not really to start with, I wouldn't say. We just kind of sat her on it, played, and then eventually I think we got more and more into it, and she started to do like number ones and number twos in the potty. And I think there was like 2 whole weeks, kind of like late summer maybe, where she had just like, she did something in it every day, and she was just kind of getting it, and I hardly had any like proper nappy changes because she was like doing so much in the potty, and it was like, great, this is gonna be easy. But I would say after that 2 weeks, it was like the fascination of using the potty just kind of completely went, and it was like, no, I can just do everything in my nappy, why am I going to do it in the potty? So she kind of almost got scared of it, and she wouldn't sit on it. So I think that's when we kind of said, right, here's the phone, here's the iPad, do you want to sit on it and get used to it? But even now, although we use that technique, I still have pulled everything away, and she'll just happily go to the toilet, no bother. So around that time I was kind of thinking we kind of just need to try this. So I read the book again and tried to get my mindset of what I was going to do, and I remember thinking I should just do it, but I don't know, I kept putting it off, and there was always something going on, and there was never like a weekend, because I work 4 days a week, so I really only had a whole weekend to do it. So like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it was always trying to get a free weekend, because obviously the summer and there's nice days and you don't want to be really stuck in the house. So kind of left it over the summer. We went on holiday, that was the other thing as well. We went on holiday late July, so I decided not to do it before because I didn't want to be stressing over trying to find toilets on holiday or things like that. And then we got back and we were trying to kind of get into it, and it just like, I think her fascination with it just kind of fizzled out, and it was like, if we don't do this now, I think she'll get too attached to her nappies. So eventually, I think I was going to do it in the start of October, and then I chickened out. I don't know why. I think because I was scared that it just wouldn't work, and people would be like, oh, we told you so, you shouldn't have potty trained your kid before they're not ready. And I finally said, right, let's just give it a try. I would like her to be potty trained before Christmas. So worked out that the start of November I had this free weekend, and I was like, right, we're gonna do it. When Olivia kind of lost interest in the potty, I did at some point buy a toilet seat, just because I thought, well, maybe that might be better, and the book had spoken about maybe just going straight onto a toilet seat, but I really wasn't like too fussed about that. I was kind of happy to go wherever Olivia wanted to, because the potty is handy to like take out and about. Can't always get to a toilet to put the seat on it, so I was quite happy for her to do both, and at least that way the transition wouldn't be too hard because she would be using both. I tend to use the toilet seat more and more, and I quite preferred it because then you didn't have to clean you didn't have to clean anything. You obviously just went down the toilet and it just flushed away. So I did buy the toilet seat. Obviously she can't stand on a step to get up to the toilet, but if we put her on it, it's easy enough. So eventually I says, right, that's what we're going to do. So leading up to that week, we spoke about saying bye-bye to nappies, spoke about, you know, using the toilet, tried to get her into the frame of mind that this is what we were going to do. And the night she went to her bed, put on her nappy, and then I sorted everything out. So I made up this little like box. I'll put a picture up here that I put on Instagram. So it was just like a little box of toys, like her pants and vests and things that I'd gotten for her, just to sort of say, well done, you're gonna say bye-bye to nappies now, and you're a big girl. And I got this note from the internet that was like the Potty fairy or something like that, and obviously I had to read it out to her. And then I put all her nappies like around the house, so she had to go and find them all and put them in the bag, and she was really happy with that. And so the first day we just put pants on her and stayed in the house, and I think we had like 11 accidents. Had her water bottle, I gave her a water bottle, it was my water bottle, so she was loving the fact she was getting this water bottle, so she was drinking and drinking and drinking, and I think we had about 11 accidents over the day. Obviously we were getting a few in the potty, but mostly it was accidents, which you would fully expect on the first day. Into the second day, kind of things got a bit easier because you were constantly saying, tell mama if you want to pee-pee. Now, obviously Olivia doesn't speak. I wouldn't expect her to just tell me, but at least if you kind of keep saying it, eventually it will kind of kick in that she has to tell someone that she needs to pee. And I think it was a good 2 to 3 weeks before she finally sort of started telling us that she needed to go to the toilet, which was amazing. And now she has absolutely no problem telling us. So yeah, the kind of treat method that we used is that for a pee, she gets one. We did chocolate buttons just because it was easy, kept them in the bathroom in a little tub. So it was one chocolate button for a pee and 2 chocolate buttons for a poop. Anything that went in the potty or the pee, even if she did some of it in the potty, some of it kind of maybe on the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like if she started on the floor but she finished in the potty, you would still give her a treat. And that, I think we had a better day on the second day. It's kind of, Olivia is quite clever, so she does pick things up quite easily. So she was kind of getting into the habit of it. Although she wasn't telling us, we were kind of just guessing. I kind of worked out a rough time that I think it was every like hour and 15 minutes she would need the toilet. And I couldn't, but the only thing is I struggled to get water until her. I really didn't want to give her juice. I want to keep her on water for as long as possible, but the fascination with using my water bottle kind of wore off. So I had like 3 cups of water at one point, you know, different sippy cups and juice cups, just to try and encourage her to drink. And we did get there eventually. So that was the second day. Obviously also with the treats as well, we used stickers. So again, it was 1 sticker for a pee and 2 stickers for a poop. And I had a wall chart right in the bathroom next to the toilet. So when she did her business and she did well, we gave her the sticker and she got to put it on the wall, so on the chart, and she was happy with that. She was really liking the stickers. And obviously washed her hands. So we do have a step, but it's obviously she was quite short for it, so we had like a bigger plastic tub which she could reach into the sink with. So we were encouraging her to wash her hands, showing her how to do that. So she loves doing that. She always hands, she likes to wash her hands. And then so into the third day, I would say we were getting a bit better, because it's always that sort of every hour, and you can kind of start to tell when they need the toilet. It's like they start fidgeting about and like putting their hands down there, and you're thinking, you need the toilet, so come on, let's go. And I think eventually we got to the point that if she wanted the toilet, she would sit on it, but if she didn't want the toilet, then she had no interest in sitting on it whatsoever. So that was kind of good as well, because you could kind of you know, realize what she was doing. She knew when she had that feeling of going to the toilet, so that did come quite quickly. We made our first trip out for a walk, put her on the toilet before we left, and then we went for a walk around our block and came back and put her on the toilet, and we had no accidents. So it was really, really good, really encouraging. I don't really think we had much accidents sort of like in that second and third days, because it kind of got easier to tell, and although she wasn't telling us she needed, we could kind of judge when she would need. And I think as well, you kind of go, right, we'll just put you on the toilet anyway, we'll just put you on the toilet anyway. And that's when she gets quite frustrated, because it's like, Mama, I don't need the toilet, I don't want to go in the toilet. So no, I do think we used the iPad and the iPhone quite a bit sometimes just to get her to sit on it, just to kind of get her into the way of it. And then thankfully with our childminder was fully happy to continue on with what we were doing. I gave her all the methods and chocolates and buttons and stickers, and she was happy. Now obviously there was accidents, but it's obviously difficult for somebody like that to not give them your full attention, and I did probably put her on the toilet quite more than she probably needed, so I was always getting the pee rather than wait until she had an accident. And then my mum continued on the Tuesday, back to the childminders, and then I think my mum had her on the Thursday as well. During we have continued on with pull-ups, just pull-ups for bedtime and nap times, purely because I just felt like it was too much to ask her to go all the way through 18 months. Just wasn't expecting her to do that as well, and she's happy with the pull-ups, she doesn't mind them. We have stopped the pull-ups at nap time because she's managing to keep herself dry in that hour. I think we've had a couple of accidents, maybe where I haven't quite gotten upstairs quick enough, or I think there was one of the times she was coughing. She had quite a bad cough, and I think she maybe just coughed too much, and you know what, like especially kids at that age, her control maybe just wasn't the best. But other than that, we haven't really had any accidents at nap time, like peeing during her sleep or anything like that. The hardest thing probably was number 2s, which it always seems to be the hardest thing. She seemed to take a while to connect that they need to go down the toilet as well. The pee came quite quickly, but we still had quite a couple of accidents here and there with the toilets. In number 2, she was like going in her pants, but I think eventually that came as well, and now she has no problem. And literally this afternoon, this morning, she was like pee, and you could see she needed a poop. It was like, I need to go in this toilet now, Mama. And she did, she went on, no problem, does it. The only thing is, she still doesn't like getting her bum cleaned. Maybe it's just a girl thing, I don't know, but she's sometimes getting her off the toilet when she's finished to clean her bum is not the easiest. So if you've got any tips for that, to make her a bit courager to get off and realise that she needs to clean herself. Obviously she can't really do it herself. I don't mind letting her clean herself if it's pee, but when it's poop you want to make sure it's all away. But hopefully over time we will try and encourage her to do more of that. So yeah, that was it, and within a couple of weeks I would say everything started to click into place. She was being dry, and it's just been so easy. We don't have the cost of nappies, we don't have the worry of changing nappies. She's keeping herself dry, and honestly it's just amazing, and everybody is just amazed that this 18-month is potty trained, and it's like, well, why not, you know? So if you want to give it a shot, my advice would definitely be to get them in the way of using a potty before getting them associating, you know, toilet time with the bathroom. Don't change them anywhere else but the bathroom. Kind of keep to that, but definitely getting them on a potty. You know, even like when we changed Olivia's nappy, even if I didn't expect her to do anything, but we just sat her on it for like a couple of minutes, maybe gave her a colouring pencil and a book, just to kind of sit there and draw and get used to sitting on it in the bathroom, and letting her see, you know, if I was on the toilet, put her on the potty, or just have her there so she's aware of what I'm doing, and speak to her about it, tell her about wees and poos and where do they go. And like, I was speaking to her about that all before. Also got some potty training books, so I was on the run up to it, and prior to that we were like reading the books and getting her involved and speaking about it, and trying to make her realise that what is normal is that, you know, your toilet goes, your wees and poos go down the toilet. So just kind of lots of encouragement. Try not to get too aggravated when they don't get it. We still had quite a lot of accidents the weeks after it, probably more. The thing I found the most when she had an accident is when we were distracted. So maybe we weren't giving her, because obviously in the, like when you're potty training her, you're focused, and one of the things in the book says was don't look at your phone, don't have TVs on. You know, you have to be 100% concentrating on her from the time she's awake until the time she goes to nap, and the same again. So you have to be focused, but obviously when you're out of that cycle, you're not focused on, you know, your child, and that's usually when I was finding that accidents were happening. My childminder said exactly the same. She says it's always when she was distracted that Olivia would have the accidents. But she's been absolutely amazing, and as I say, people are just amazed that she is potty trained. And I think it's definitely something I would do again if I had any more kids. I wouldn't necessarily expect another kid to pick it up so quickly or to do it at such a young age, but I think the thing that I found the most beneficial was getting them used to being on a potty at a young age. So as I say, we bought that potty when Olivia was around 1, when she just turned 1, and we constantly had it there in front of her, and it was just a basic one, and that's what we potty trained her on. We didn't have any fancy gadgets or gizmos, or, you know, I think we did get one with a flush, and I just felt it wasn't doing anything for her. She was too busy with the flush looking at it. It was like, just get a basic potty. They're not expensive. I bought a second one from Amazon. I think that one was like £7, but the first one I got it from like a little home bargain sort of idea, and it was like £3, something like that. Very, very cheap. Somebody told me that they bought or I heard that somebody bought a potty with a steering wheel on it for their little boy, and now they just think it's a toy. So the more you can kind of take away from it being a toy or anything, you know, just get a basic toilet potty. If you get the seat as well, it's pretty basic. We got a Minnie Mouse one from Home Bargains, and a step as well to match. And it's just, it's all you need. I don't think you need all these toilets with bells and whistles. I think it's so unnecessary. You just need a basic toilet, and they don't know any different. So yeah, just kind of keep at them from a young age, and you don't have to be like, you don't have to, even if you don't intend to potty train, or they're like 2.5, just, you know, like 18 months onwards, think about putting them on the toilet, the potty, getting them on the potty and the toilet, you know, just speaking about it and building up to doing it. I think it works really, really well. Olivia still, I wouldn't say we have any accidents, but Olivia sometimes gets very distracted in that you'll ask her if she wants to go to the toilet and she'll say no, but you can see that she's like fidgeting, but she won't go, and I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to push her now. If she doesn't want to go, that's fine. She has to learn that she must go when she needs, or before she needs to go to the toilet. So although we're not getting any accidents, occasionally we're getting like dribbles in the pants, but she will 100% finish on the toilet. So that's just kind of, you know, she is still very young, but she's doing amazing. I mean, she still obviously keeps herself dry all the time, will tell us when she needs the toilet mostly. Very, very rarely will I ask her and she'll say yes. It's always she will tell me when she needs the toilet. But she's done amazing, and I mean, that's obviously 3 months, and I wouldn't have looked back. It's the best thing we've ever done. We're cutting back on so much money. It's a great for the environment. Just I think Olivia's happier as well. I mean, obviously there's still the issue of cleaning her bum, but I think in general she's happy. She doesn't mind. She likes the toilet. She's more comfortable that way, and it's just amazing to see. So yeah, it took a few weeks for everything to click into place. If you wait till they're a bit older, it'll take 3 days, but if you've got the time, just do it. Don't be scared. I think a lot of parents are quite scared to do it because it is such a huge undertaking for you, for the child, but it shouldn't be a scary process. It's normality. We do it every day. I think I've answered sort of like everything that I needed to speak about, but if you do have any questions, please put them in the down bar below and I promise I will answer them. And if there's any help you would like or anything like that, you can always either go put down below, or you can get me on Instagram. It's just Olivia _ and _I, and you can DM me on that and I'll happily answer any questions you have or any help you would like. I kind of did it all myself because I didn't have this information. There's not a lot of information about potty training your kids early. There's bits and pieces, but there's not a lot. So happy to help in any way I can and give any support if you want to do it. So I really hope you've liked this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love any comments or feedback below. If you're doing the same or you're thinking about doing the same, it would be really, really great to see some other parents considering this as well. And we'll see you again the next time. Thank you. Bye.